might put a little wildfire under Jules when I say this, but when you look into the athletes and the guys around the league, it's a whole lot of ballers that come out of that Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. I'm not throwing Arkansas in there. We'll stick with Mississippi, Louisiana, bro.
You're from Mississippi. You also went to school at LSU. Can you explain some of this LSU, Louisiana crazy? I don't know. I was so interested with that area with the Super Bowl. How was it in Louisiana?
All right. Shout out, man.
Louisiana purchase, 1803, $15 million. All the way up to the Minnesota, Dakotas.
What was the president?
Huh?
What was the president?
Ooh, who was the president? What year was
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. Wow.
Stole that land.
Look, okay. We speaking on the real.
No, I mean, as a business deal, 15 mil.
Yeah. Hey.
I mean, it was literally,
he stole it from the French,
purchase.
who stole it from some other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to get too deep into that, do we? I mean, but hey, either way, the South, bro, is real. You know, and I gotta always throw out there my LSU Tigers. Without my platform at LSU, man, going down there handling business, being blessed with the opportunity to go and play in Tiger Stadium. I tell people all the time, man, we play in front of the best fans in all of football. No disrespect to the Boston, no disrespect. But 100,000 screaming fans, probably a good 75% of them are wasted from Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night in the build-up. But football is life down there. And I tell people all the time, man, it's like, you know, you come up in the South, it's not very much to do. Country town, we grow up hunting, fishing, playing ball, riding quads. You know, we just like, we country folks, we're outdoor people. But that molds us to be some of the best ball players. And I might put a little wildfire under Jules when I say this, but when you look into the athletes and the guys around the league, it's a whole lot of ballers that come out of that Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. I'm not throwing Arkansas in there. We'll stick with Mississippi, Louisiana, bro. But really,
Ryan Mallett played in this game.
Mallett,
he finished
Maldog.
it. Yeah.
He's Arkansas. He's a Texas kid, or he's from Arkansas, isn't he?
From Arkansas. I think Maldog was from Arkansas.
Yeah,
1-5.
Razorbacks.
We battled it out through college, man. And Mallett was the fiery one coming in the stadium. He was talking noise. Like, you know, you got to always look at your white boys, man, that come in and that really ball and do it. And Mal was a quarterback. And Mal just kind of ran his mouth and talked noise like nobody had ever seen. But he was a gunslinger, bombed the ball down there 60, 70 yards with ease. And he was wild child, bro. So God rest his soul. That's my dog forever.
Yeah.
And,
but so he's not in the Southern. The South doesn't accept him though because Arkansas.
He's Arkansas. I'll give it to him because he's a legend. He's a legend in Arkansas in the SEC.
He gets there.
Pass. He gets there. But Mississippi, Louisiana though is strong, dude. You know, you got that Ole Miss LSU rivalry.
Yeah.
But you know, coming out of high school, I went to a small little private school. Never thought in a million years I'd go Division I. Sent out those highlight films. Sent out 3. I wanted to stay close to mom so she could make it.
Yeah.
And the dream was always to get to LSU. So going back to that, man, it was really one of those deals that if they ever offered or said, hey, they give me a shot, it was a no-brainer. I was going. And it's by far, to date, the best decision I ever made to go to college in Baton Rouge. Because I tell people all the time, man, it's nothing like playing ball for the LSU Tigers, man. When you're playing there and you're balling, you're a god in Louisiana, man.
Let me tell you something right now, Rid.
Talk to me.
Okay, when you play in front of 3,000 people in Kent, Ohio on your senior day, I'll tell you, that's a fucking environment that you got to see.
Hey.
All right? That's what you need to see. Stand up, Kent. Woo!
Look, I'm laughing because my other teammate down the road, Roosevelt Nix, went to Kent State. And, you know, when I bring up these guys, I look at them, it's like, they don't have many. But when I look at Jules and I look at Rosie, man, these are guys that they don't have the respect, but every one of y'all that I meet come out of y'all
James Harrison, Josh Cribbs. I mean, the fucking Mac Daddy love in the league.
Come on, y'all grind.
The Mac Big Ben.
Max Crosby.
Max Crosby.
He's Kent State too?
No, see.
You got to claim the conference.
In a Mac school, we go whole conference.
Okay.
Is a team.
Okay.
Our whole conference is a team.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, hey.
But LSU, I mean, I just remember you always talking how crazy the environment was. You always, I mean, you clearly love LSU, and every guy that goes to LSU loves LSU. Like, the alumni that come from there. Can you speak about some of the guys you play with that went to the league and just that LSU freaking tree of guys that go to the league? Who we got in LSU?
Absolutely.
Let's make the list.
Absolutely, man. I guess I'll talk first on some of the ones I came in with and then some of the ones that came behind. How about we do that? Because I want to talk about the ones who paved the way for me.
All right, who paved the way?
So when I came there as a recruit, Jamarcus Russell was quarterback. Dwayne Bowe was at receiver. Early Doucette, Glenn Dorsey, Tyson Jackson, Ali Highsmith, Brandon LaFell. JoJo was a little bit younger than those guys, but I played with JoJo. These were guys that I was coming in watching. The LaRon Landrys, the Skylar Greens. I don't know if y'all know those numbers. Trendon Holiday being a little rocket, man. But these were guys that we played with. And if you look at the running back room, I called him my grandpapa, was Jacob Hester. I don't even know if y'all know that guy, but he was he was the baddest white boy that I knew before I met Jules. I'll say that, man. Because Hess was a running back. He was downhill, bro. And I really learned so much from him because he was a fullback before he was a running back. Yeah. So talk about that grit and the star power that you get out of the boot and you get out of Louisiana. I think it has a lot to do with how we grind down there. Like, we are really, truly, it's always us versus them. But we are the type of people that, I'm not going to say we're the scholars that you find at Notre Dame, but you're going to find some hardworking, die-hard, ball or nothing, sold-out individuals that just want to be great.
I know. You guys took pay cuts when you guys got to the league.
Well, I can't speak on all that because I was just trying to hold on.
You and them Florida guys, them Tebow teams, taking pay cuts when you came to the Patriots.
Come on.
All you guys getting paid.
Hey. It's good. It's good when it's good, but I ain't gonna say that. I can't speak on it too much. I'm just gonna say it's good when you handle your business, man.
Did I see you listed as a fullback early at LSU?
Well, when we got there, young age as a running back, they always wanted every running back to have a little bit of fullback in their DNA before they started holding the pill. Because when you hold the pill, you hold the life of the team. But the physicality of the SEC and old school football, I have to bark and say that because they've changed the game a lot. I've only had double-digit concussions. I'm in full-on agreement that it needs to be softened up a little bit, but that wasn't my day. In my day, we were two tight ends, fullback, downhill, playing smash-mouth ball. But LSU always, if you play the running back position, they put you at fullback first just to make sure that you'd go in there and kiss that linebacker in the mouth and you weren't scared to a contact. So that's how we came up. You know, we came up rough. We had a awesome strength coach. I got to give it to Tommy Moffitt, man. He was one of the pillars of LSU, but
Tommy Moffitt
developed. He's at Texas A&M as the head string coach now, but he was one of those pillars to LSU, man, that was there for 20, 30 years. I'm not sure how long Coach Moffitt was there, but we had those long days on the grind where it was 110 degrees out there. It's humid as hell.
Hot you see in Louisiana.
You just left from down there. Come on now.
We didn't play. We played Louisiana Lafayette in September once, and it was smoking.
It's brutal, bro. Like, hot. You get out there and you literally see the waves coming off the field, and we had what we called a 110 test. And so we had to run 26 110s. Everybody has a conditioning test they have to pass before the year starts. But that kind of lets you know where your teammates stood because the 110 test was no joke. Coach Moffitt comes out there, hands behind the line. Everybody's lined up. Offensive linemen go, your skill position go, your running backs go. But when I tell you guys were falling out, I'm not even stretching the story a little bit. Excuse my language, Mom. I watched a guy shit on himself and not stop, bro. Seriously, from running this 110 test. Because if you stopped and you missed one, didn't matter if you were on 21 or 7, you're starting over and you're doing this again. So nobody wanted to run that conditioning test any more than you had to. But this was the DNA of our team. You know,
the conditioning test, because now granted, for the listener, they build these boys up to get to there throughout the off season, and then they get like 2-3 weeks off where they get to go home, and then they come back before the season. That's when they hit it. Or it could be before they leave for the season. So they build you up. Yeah. So you've been working and you've been seeing guys shit and piss themselves to try to get to this point to this day. Yeah. But like the conditioning test is always like you see men cry.
Yes, bro.
In college. In college. The pro ones are a joke.
Yes.
But when you go to college, we used to have to do 10 300s with a minute. We had like a minute to do the 300 and you had like 45 seconds rest. I remember watching grown men cry because they didn't want to start this thing over, and like guys are stripping and stuff. I mean, that's the conditioning test is supposed to take your soul in college.
And it was effectively done in Baton Rouge year after year. I'm talking about you'd come out there, 2 pair of cleats, 2 pair of socks. You knew you were going to run through a pair. You see guys shucking clothes like Jules says. But whatever it was, you didn't want to be the guy that didn't make it because you had to run it again. And number 2, you let the position group down. So then it's
you show everyone on the team you didn't make it.
That you didn't make it.
You'll be on that list.
You didn't put that grind in. And then you got to sit out there.
And when you go to the cafeteria to get your food,
everybody's looking at your ass like.
You get a guy like me and say, man, I don't think you should be in this line. Maybe you should go hit the fucking treadmill.
That's really how it goes, bro. You got to earn.
I mean, what the fuck are we doing? We're supposed to go to battle with this guy. He can't do the conditioning test.
You ain't even ready to go.
We're supposed to be a 2-minute drill for the fucking Super Bowl or the national championship, and this guy can't make his fucking conditioning. We're gonna rely on this guy.
Can we depend on you?
That's like the same thing if this guy was to cut the bomb. Like, is he going green or red? We're gonna rely on this guy to cut the fucking bomb, the wire. That's how important it is.
You're the guy in Full Metal Jacket who like puts them on and gets the oranges over. That's you. You're the ringleader for that guy.
No, I'm just saying.
Dude,
let's go conditioning test, boys.
It comes down to, like we say, earning your stripes, bro. You had to earn your stripes at LSU. You had to come in that thing ready to play. The big dogs were out there, and they weren't checking up. Some of them boys are running 26 110s, and I remember one time, man, we were so physically in shape. And the team was freaking, this is another funny story. When we were out there freaking running, we had, I think Coach said if we had a certain percentage of the team pass, because we never made that like 100%. But he's like, if a certain percentage of the team passes, we'll only run it once. And we smoked it.
Yeah.
And Coach Moffitt was pissed that we won. He was like, on the sideline. So we went from running 26 110s, and he made us run gassers after that. But I want to say we ran those 26 110s, and gassers were from sideline to sideline. You'd have to go 50 yards over, 50 yards back, but we'd have to do it twice. And so it was equivalent of running a down and back 100, but you go 50 at a time.
It was harder because you got to stop. You have to break down. When you got to touch lines and stop, you got to slow the engine down, and you got to rev that shit up.
Yes.
It's not like you're cruising on that goddamn freeway. You can put that thing in cruise control.
And get on out there.
The mileage goes down when you stop and start.
Hell yeah.
It's the same thing in a fucking body.
It's 100%. Because 110s, the secret is you get in shape. If you get out for the first 30 or 40 yards,
you can
coast on across down there.
I always dug for the first, I was always the rabbit.
Get out.
I would get out.
Jules is high energy, bro. I mean, as y'all know, call him a squirrel, it is what it is. Fucker never got tired, bro, ever. And I mean, but it's just who he is. And so we'll get into that later on when I first laid my eyes on him, man, and the love that I have for this guy, man.
Before we get out of LSU, what are your thoughts on Brian Kelly? What's going on? Are we accepting him?
Is he?
I mean, you're part of the brotherhood of.
Is there a mouse in your pocket?
Oh, you?
I'm not.
What do you mean?
I'm not against him. I'm not all for him.
You got to win this year, though, right?
Say it again.
You got to win this year. Did we make it to the playoff?
Hey, buddy. Let's just look at the last few head coaches that we've had at LSU. We are not afraid to pay you to get the hell out of town. Okay. So I'm just gonna be real. We have ballers, and we know we have ballers. We're strong every year. We need coaches. We need leadership. And I think that's what they looked for in BK. And I'm not giving up on BK. I just say that BK's got his work cut out ahead of him, and I don't think he's too comfortable in Baton Rouge right now, even though he's the head man, because our standard is not where it's been the last year or two. Like, it's like natty or bust around that place. And then if it's not natty, it's like 1 or 2 wins, and we'll let you make it until next year. So, those boosters ain't afraid to throw that cash and make sure that we get the right people in there, because we know that we have the players there and the culture's there. It's built, and we have a standard, bro. And we believe the SEC goes through us, especially with Saban being gone, for God's sakes. I mean, that was the only person that we had. That was a giant that we knew every year. Whoever wins that LSU Bama game, most likely is going to be in your national championship talk.
What about Georgia?
They're on the other side, bro.
Okay.
They're on the other side. But
some would say
who we're going to see.
Brian Kelly's in a sticky situation.
Sticky situation, bro.
Not because of the humidity. In Baton Rouge.
And Baton Rouge, dude. Because, hey, It's win or go home around there, bro. Truly.
National title in 2007. You got we got to put a stamp on it. How was winning a natty in college?
Man, it was awesome. It was awesome. I was a redshirt freshman, so I got to say that. So I think it all goes back to like, hey, you have kids. I don't have kids yet, but it goes back to your upbringing and your childhood. When you come in as a freshman, and the first year that you get there, Matt Flynn, Jacob Hester, Brandon LaFell, Demetrius Byrd, those guys lead you to a national championship against Ohio State, Beanie Wells, big back. Love me some big backs. I'm a big back myself. So remember big backs like Beanie Wells, Ted Ginn Jr. You know, they had a squad. But where did they play? They came down to New Orleans. Is it home cooking or is it just, hey, we're going to ball out for our people?
Did it feel like a home game?
Every time, bro. It is home. It's an hour down the road. So if you got to see the Tigers in New Orleans, good luck.
Now, would you guys take the Mississippi River or would you take a bus? Because you could take the river from Baton Rouge all the way down,
bro,
to New Orleans. That'd be real festive.
We're on the bus,
That'd be real
bro.
festive.
We're on the bus.
Could you
bro.
imagine? Could you imagine on a steamboat you guys are on? That'd be fucking hard. LSU Tigers on a fucking steamboat coming down.
Coming off the boat, bro, like a bunch of Vikings or something, huh? What?
I'm just saying. I think that's what they should do. Like a Vikings.
Hey, look, that would be kind of tight. A Southern Viking, bro. We just ride in by boat to any of the home games. Close.
That'd be intimidating if I was a northern team and I saw a fucking riverboat, steamboat, whatever they call them. Fucking like with a casino on there, coming with a whole bunch of crazy dudes
Let
with
Mike
like
run off
trumpets
the boat
and
first.
shit, and a bunch of beads coming everywhere. That would fucking intimidate me. I think you guys need to do it.
Could y'all tell this guy just left Mardi Gras in New Orleans for the Super Bowl? Huh?
What you mean, dude? Nah, dude.
Did he get a taste of the South?
You know, I went to Louis Armstrong Park. Okay, no big deal. No. Fucking, I'd walk through that bitch. That shit was sick. Took a couple pictures of the statues, me and Louis.
Oh my God, dude. Look, Jules. Classic. I don't even know what to say right there. I can't even mess with this dude.
It was awesome looking back at that 07 LSU season because, yeah, it was a 2-loss championship game, but a championship team. But those 2 losses, triple overtime against Arkansas and then against Kentucky were some wild games that are totally in like games with names level, memorable moments.
Yes. It's now that you say that, the Kentucky game where we went up there, I remember that being the prettiest grass I'd ever seen in my life, bro. But it was like really thick. Remember how Bill told us in London, bring your spikes?
Yeah.
I got benched that game, by the way, for not having my spikes. But when I went to Kentucky, it really was like this thick grass.
Kentucky Blue, Bubs.
But
That's what they call it.
It's awesome up there, bro. The weather was nice. It was crisp, but we were the big dogs coming in. Never really underestimated anybody.
What year was that?
07.
So that was the year we played them. I played them, and we almost beat them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went crazy. We went to Kent State, went to Kentucky. I think we were tied at halftime, and then they blew the brakes off us at the end of the game.
Wasn't Randall Cobb? Was that when Randall Cobb was up there?
Was there, and they had the tall number 14. Who was the tall? Woodson, the quarterback.
Yeah.
Jules, I love that almost beating them is 56-20.
No, but we were
For
tied
Kent State.
at halftime.
For Kent State.
Hey, we were tied at halftime, bro.
Good fight.
Or were we up at halftime?
But they
I made
they
them
had
look silly.
14 and a half.
Oh, yeah, that was huge. We went up 14-0, I think.
Were you balling?
I was balling.
Come on.
No,
see what I'm
you
talking
didn't.
No.
You went 7-0, and then they scored. Then they went up 14-7, and then you tied it late.
Hey, I mean, that's resilient. That's called answering. That's building a lead. That's just a young... Okay, we ran out of bodies, bro.
Hey, y'all went deep
Jules,
enough, huh?
Jules' stat line, 12 for 28 for 129 yards, touchdown and interception.
What was my rushing?
24 attempts, 135. There you go.
It's getting active on the wheels, bub.
Active.
See what I'm talking about? Hey, I didn't even know this cat played quarterback until, I got to talk to him a little bit. But, hey, can't take it from him. Can't take it from him. He's going to get it done one way or the other. It don't matter if it's special teams, receiver, quarterback. Say, give the Joker the ball, let him do what he does.
What's the hate hierarchy for SEC teams from LSU?
Alabama's number one.
Alabama's one.
Alabama is that rivalry. You know what I mean?
Would they say the same about you?
They got to.
What, Auburn?
Auburn. Come on, Cam Newton's the best thing to come out of there smoking, dude. He was a problem. Speaking from our day, it was always LSU Bama. You know what I mean? And whoever won that game. So that was a hate. I would say Bama number one. Number two would be I would say Ole Miss, just because it was close, but that was always a hard-fought game. Ole Miss always played up. You know, even if they might not have a shot, you know, to do anything in the conference or whatever, but they were always going to play us hard.
Who's Mike the Tiger?
Cut it out, Jules.
I don't know who Mike.
He's
What
a
is this,
real
Tony
live
the
tiger.
Man, our mascot is a real live tiger.
Is it what, 7?
It's
Mike
not
the
the
7th?
same one for the last 20, 50 years.
No, I mean,
They
he's
just named every tiger Mike.
yeah,
Well, yeah,
hell
like Ugga, you know.
That's our mascot, Mike.
See, dude, I'm going Tony the Tiger.
I'm not letting you hate on that, bro.
No.
Because look, when I tell you the intimidation factor is a 10, because what we do for every game day, Mike comes out of his cage, and we take Mike right over to where the visiting team runs out. So when you come out of your visiting locker room, you got to go by the cage of Mike the Tiger, and it's a real Bengal tiger in there. The sucker's probably how many 7, 8, maybe even 1,000 pounds. A real cat, big cat sitting right there. So hell yeah, man.
Do they still put him on the field?
Hell yeah,
They do?
They have him on the field in the cage. Like that's what I'm saying. When you run out from pregame, you have to go by Mike the Tiger's cage.
If I went to another
Gnarly.
school that was a really good school in the SEC, and I was going by that, and I knew that was coming, bro, I would get like a piece of hamburger meat and throw it at the tiger. So when we would run by, he'd be occupied.
He'd be eating or something, not
Yeah,
looking at you.
he wouldn't be doing shit.
Mike's eating opponents, bro.
Ain't
He
shit.
worried about that little meat. He wanted Kent State Julian Edelman to come in there and think he's going to do something.
Oh, he gonna eat there.
And don't they have a nice they like set up nice habitat for him now too. So it's
what?
Yeah.
Mike lives like a king.
Yeah.
Mike has a big cage right across from Tiger Stadium. Like literally, you come out the stadium and he's got like almost like how we have the Patriot Place or whatever. He's got a whole setup right there by the memorabilia where you can buy all the LSU stuff.
Yeah, he's got a great life. He's got a huge cage.
Oh, he does. But
He's got a great life. He's got a huge cage.
you're a hater, bro.
We got Mike the 7th. We got Mike the 7th right now. Mike the 7th. His record's 72-29. Shout out to Mike the 6th, who was there when you were there. He was 93-30.
Wow.
Hello.
2007 to
These jokers live long.
October 11th, 2016. He got a chip too. Mike the 6th got a chip.
So I don't know. Y'all would have to look at this, but I want to say like they kind of get tigers that might be like kind of sick or something like that, and then they kind of bring them back. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Rescue them.
Yeah, like they rescue and get them healthy, and then
I went to that.
I
went to that black jaguar white tiger
Oh
place.
my God, dude, that
in
shit
Mexico?
was wild.
What was it? What was that? I mean,
It's this dude in Mexico that literally collects lions and tigers and
The sanctuary
leopards.
too.
It's I don't know. It's crazy. They're
Yeah.
like just roaming around, random other lions and tigers. This guy's in it with them.
in the cage.
Yeah,
Yeah, wild.
Steve Irwin type stuff, but with tigers.
Yeah,
Mexican version.
yeah. He's like hugging them and like batting them and playing with them. It's
Yeah,
just nuts.
And that's when you. Say,
I left that
no.
place going like, I don't know if he's gonna be here very long.
buddy.
He went into one.
I went into one with a leopard. I'm like, I got to get me out.
Yeah, but like
Me and Dola.